What is good, bottom line viewers? AC here for the last BLV mock draft. We are just 2 days away from the NFL draft in Philly, and I am pumped. Future Pro Bowlers and All Pros will be drafted, and maybe some future Hall of Famers. I can't wait. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into the mock draft. At number 1, I had the Cleveland Browns taking DN Myles Garrett out of Texas A&M. Garrett is the most talented player in this draft and will help a rebuilding Browns out right away on their line for years to come. At number 2, I have the 49ers taking DN Solomon Thomas out of Stanford. Over this offseason, Thomas has impressed scouts with his abilities. The Niners need a lot of help, but I think drafting Thomas, who can wreak havoc anywhere on the line, will be a great start to rebuilding their defense. At number 3, I have the Bears taking safety Jamal Adams out of LSU. The Bears can't go wrong here drafting Adams, who will be a sheriff in their secondary for that Bears defense. At number 4, I have the Jaguars drafting running back Leonard Fournette out of LSU. Fournette is the most talented offensive player in this draft and has huge upside. A great way to protect Bortles is with a dominant running game led by Fournette. At number 5, I have the Titans taking wide receiver Mike Williams out of Clemson. The Titans really need a weapon like Williams for Marcus Mariota. I don't think they can wait till their number 18 pick to grab one, and I believe the top 3 receivers won't even be there at 18. At number 6, I have the Jets taking cornerback Marshawn Lattimore out of Ohio State. Lattimore is the best corner in a stellar corner draft class. The Jets take him here to be a mainstay in that secondary for years to come. At number 7, I have the Chargers taking safety Malik Hooker out of Ohio State. Since Weddle left, the Chargers have been looking for a guy to take over their secondary. They get their guy in Hooker at 7. At number 8, I have the Panthers taking DN Derek Barnett out of Tennessee. I could see the Panthers taking a running back here, but it might be a reach, so I think they had a great pass rusher in their rotation with Derek Barnett. At number 9, I have the Bengals taking linebacker Reuben Foster out of Alabama. Foster has some off-field concerns, but he is the most talented linebacker in this draft and can play all over the field. Bengals are in a tough AFC North, need to start retooling that defense with impact players. At number 10, I have the Bills taking QB Mitch Trubisky out of North Carolina. I know the Bills have Tyrod, but from what I hear, they're still not completely sold on Taylor. As we have gotten closer to the draft, the talk is back to Trubisky being the top QB in the draft and will be drafted really high. I think the Bills would rather have Williams here, but I already have him off the board. So the Bills take Trubisky to put some pressure on Tyrod, and maybe Trubisky becomes their franchise quarterback. At number 11, I have the Saints taking cornerback Garon Conley out of Ohio State. The Saints need all the help they can get in their secondary, and the last couple months, the talk is that Conley is the second best corner in the draft. The Saints get him at 11. At number 12, I have the Cleveland Browns taking tight end O.J. Howard out of Alabama. Whoever is at QB, Howard will be a great security blanket for that QB. Howard is an athletic freak and has future all-pro talent written all over him. At number 13, I have the Cardinals taking wide receiver Corey Davis out of Western Michigan. I think the Cardinals could go QB here, but if not, I think they go with a big play-making receiver in Davis. Fitz only has a couple years left, and Palmer could use another weapon on that offense right now. At 14, I have my Eagles taking running back Christian McCaffrey out of Stanford. The Eagles have their eye on Conley, but in this mock draft, I already have him off the board. Peterson wants another weapon on that offense for Wentz. McCaffrey is that, plus he can help in the return game. Peterson can use him just like he does Sproles. Sproles is my dude, but maybe he has one more year left. At 15, I have the Colts taking DN Takaris McKinley out of UCLA. The Colts need help on their defense, especially with that pass rush. McKinley can be that guy. Just watch his UCLA tape. At 16, I have the Baltimore Ravens taking wide receiver John Ross out of Washington. Baltimore has a lot of needs, and I have heard they have been linked to Ross. If he is there, I think they draft the fastest player in the draft, and also he has those moves to get away from tackles. At 17, I have the Redskins taking safety Jabril Peppers out of Michigan. Washington needs help in their secondary. Peppers is still very raw, but he is smart, and with the proper coaching, I think he can be a future Pro Bowler very soon. At 18, I have the Titans taking defensive lineman Jonathan Allen out of Alabama. I have Jonathan Allen sliding because of his major durability concerns, but this guy is a beast. Titans are more than happy to take him at 18 if he falls to them. At 19, I have the Buccaneers taking running back Dalvin Cook out of Florida State. Bucs could use a running back like Cook with Martin looking to be on the outs. Cook is a prototypical 3-down West Coast offense running back. He helps a very good offense already in the run game. At number 20, I have the Broncos taking offensive lineman Forrest Lamp out of Western Kentucky. Lamp can play all 3 positions on the line. Broncos need some help protecting their quarterbacks, and Lamp has risen to one of the best lineman prospects in this draft. At 21, I have the Lions taking linebacker Hassan Reddick out of Temple. Reddick is one of the most athletic linebackers in this draft. The Lions need some help on their defense, and Hassan Reddick fills that need. At 22, I have the Dolphins taking D-tackle Malik McDowell out of Michigan State. Dolphins have a lot of needs, but adding a dominant D-tackle to that already impressive line would be a perfect match. At number 23, I have the Giants taking tight end David Njoku out of Miami. The Giants' defense is solid, so I think they add to their offense. Adding Njoku beside Odell, Marshall, and Shepard could be dangerous for other teams. Eli's window is closing, so giving him another target is a must. At 24, I have the Raiders taking Gerard Davis, linebacker out of Florida. I've been hearing for the last couple months that Davis has been linked to the Raiders and that they want him. They also could use a corner, but I think they go with Davis here to help that linebacking crew. At 25, I have the Texans taking QB Patrick Mahomes out of Texas Tech. The Texans at some point need to find a quarterback of the future because I just don't think Savage is that guy. Mahomes is a gunslinger, and with the weapons the Texans have, I think he can help the Texans win some games in the future. At 26, I have the Seahawks taking offensive tackle Garrett Bowles out of Utah. Also could see them taking a corner here, but it's no secret the Seahawks need help on that line. Bowles is a very athletic tackle that could come into camp day one and compete for a job to protect Russell Wilson. At number 27, I have the Chiefs taking QB Deshaun Watson out of Clemson. The Chiefs need to start thinking about moving on from Alex Smith. Watson fits the mold of an Andy Reid-style QB. He is a proven winner, and with the Chiefs in a spot to contend in the playoffs, they will need a more consistent QB. At 28, I have the Cowboys taking DN Charles Harris out of Missouri. The Cowboys need some help getting to the QB, and they get their guy that can help them do that with Harris at 28. At 29, I have the Packers taking outside linebacker TJ Watt out of Wisconsin. Like the Cowboys, the Packers need some help getting to the quarterback. They need a Clay Matthews from 2010. I think TJ Watt has that potential. He only has to be half as good as his brother to be successful in the NFL. At 30, I have the Steelers taking corner Tre'Davious White out of LSU. The Steelers have a weak secondary group. White is a physical corner that will help the Steelers in a rough and tough AFC North. At 31, I have the Falcons taking offensive tackle Cam Robinson out of Alabama. You never can have enough good linemen to protect a franchise quarterback. But him on the other side of Matthews, and you will do just that. And at 32, I have the Saints taking safety Budda Baker out of Washington. Baker, a forgotten safety prospect because of how good this class is, but he is good. Saints get their corner at 11 and now a very good safety at 32. In one round, they find themselves 2 starters in their secondary. Well, there you have it, the last BLV mock draft. I want to hear from all of you about who you want your team to draft, what you think's going to happen on Thursday. Speaking of Thursday, for the first time ever, Mitch, Dylan, and myself will have a live reaction and review of the draft as each pick is called live. You won't want to miss it, so stop by and join in our conversation. So subscribe to The Bottom Line View and take care.